Good morning. This is Rashad Mitchell coming to you live from my YouTube channel as I continue on my part series, The Week That Was College Football History in Review, the 1957 college football season. I'll be talking about the games that were played during Week 8 of November 9th, 1957. Week 8, November 9th, 1957, including the game that was played before November 9th, 1957, November 8th, 1957, on a Friday, where Miami beat Florida State 40-13 on a Friday, November 8th, 1957. Um, Ambitious Florida State led Miami 7-6 at halftime thanks to opening a 66-yard drive. Seminoles fullback Bob Nellums bumped over from 1 yard line to score for 7-0 lead after being outrushed 92 yards to 70 yards in first half. Hurricanes owned second half as they blasted for 266 yards on the ground as Miami's second unit led by running of halfback Byron Blasco, who had 76 yards on 12 carries, went 73 yards to Blasco's short touchdown run early in the third quarter. Next time they had the ball, Kane surged 56 yards and capped by quarterback Fran Kirchie's 6-yard touchdown pass to end Phil Gates. Phil Gatz. It's Phil Gates. Miami halfback Joe Plevel scored 2 of 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, giving him 3 scores in the game. So sophomore quarterback Joe Majors clicked on three straight passes to spark FSU's only second half score. Army, number 8, beat Utah by a score of 39-33. So Coach Red Blake's ground-oriented cadets used halfback Bob Anderson's 214 yards on 30 carries and 3 touchdowns rushing to outdo Coach Cactus Jack Curtis' all-air-minded Utes. Utah had on exhibit strong-arm quarterback Lee Grosscup, whose performance influenced East Coast riders to help earn All-American mention 1959 number 1 draft selection by New York Giants. So the teams traded 5 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, and after dust cleared, Army had 394 yards on the ground, and Utah 316 yards in the air. So uncomfortable with such mutually weak defensive play, Blake called this game worst exhibition of run sheep run football I ever saw. Number 7 Navy and number 16 Duke matched up against each other, where this matchup ended in a 6-6 tie in Baltimore. So well-matched rivals had to settle for a third straight that satisfying tie. Middies bogged down 5 times inside the Duke 20-yard line, and Blue Devils bungled late fourth quarter drive to Navy 2-yard line, so when penalty ruined their chance. So quarterback Tom Forrestal threw first quarter touchdown pass for Navy, which was matched by Duke halfback George Dutro's 14-yard touchdown run in second quarter. Number 10 North Carolina State lost to William Mary 7-6. Too many mistakes lamented North Carolina State coach Earl Edwards on his 49th birthday. Victim of interception and 4 fumbles. Number 10 Wolfpack got its only touchdown when alert halfback Dick Christie recovered an end zone fumble after fullback Don Hafer barreled 69 yards but lost control of the ball near the goal line. However, halfback kicker Dick Connor immediately missed fateful conversion kick to ruin Wolfpack's undefeated season. So William and Mary earned a big upset on halfback Dave Edmonds' touchdown and kicker Bob Hardage's kick at end of the 6-7 yard drive in the fourth quarter. Next, we got number 9 Tennessee against number 18 Georgia Tech, where number 9 Tennessee beat number 18 Georgia Tech by a score of 21-6 as the Volunteers swept to 6th win in a row as wingback Bill Anderson caught 21-yard pass to position fullback Tommy Bronson for 1-yard touchdown run, then raced 45 yards to sizzling touchdown on Tennessee's old single-wing staple, the wingback reverse play in the third quarter. So outplayed Georgia Tech, managed only quarterback Fred Brazelton's short touchdown pass to end Jimmy Vickers in the game's closing 30 seconds. So Engineers' late chance had come after defensive end Jack Rudolph fell on a fumble at Tennessee's 17-yard line. Florida shut out University of Georgia by a score of 22-0. Jacksonville blanked in rivalry match for second straight year. Wally Butts, coach at Georgia since 1939, became Big Ham on Invitated Alumni's hot griddle. For his dominant part, Florida served up three quarterbacks who each tossed touchdown passes. Starting quarterback Jimmy Dunn capped first quarter drive of 47 yards with 9 yards scoring toss. His first pass of the day to end Don Fleming, who alluded to defenders. Punter Dunn punted 45 yards to the University of Georgia 2-yard line in second quarter. Bulldogs couldn't move, and center Dave Lloyd sailed, snapped away over end punter Ken Cooper's head for safety that lifted Gators' lead to 9-0 before halftime. Kicker Lloyd was so rattled that his first free kicks after safety went out of bounds. Florida took over on Georgia's 30-yard line after exchange of fumbles near Georgia's 20-yard line. Gators back up and quarterback Mickey Ellenberg hit halfback Bernie Parrish his 19-yard touchdown pass late in the second quarter. Florida went to halftime ahead 16-0. Florida third team quarterback Jim Ryan fired a fourth-quarter touchdown pass. Number 3 Auburn beat number 17 Mississippi State by a score of 15-7 in Birmingham. At seeking its best record since going 7-3 in 1947, Mississippi State scored first when it caught powerful Auburn defense napping late in the second quarter. On 3rd and 4, Bulldog sub quarterback Tom Miller rolled left and targeted end Ned Brooks, who slipped deep into clear at the Tigers' 25-yard line. Brooks romped uncontested for 57 yards on a touchdown pass play that became only third touchdown allowed by Auburn in season to date. Essentially Miller's surprise pass-only gaffe all season for mighty Plainsman's defense. Maroons halfback Bubba Trammell had Bolton for 16-yard gain in game's first scrimmage, but Mississippi State made no other first downs in first half other than its touchdown. As second half opened, Auburn blazed 76 yards and 11 plays to fullback kicker Billy Atkins' 2-yard touchdown dive and time kick. Tigers sophomore center linebacker Jackie Burkett stormed in on Bulldogs punter Bill Schoenrock and John Watley fouled to block punt for safety for 9-7 edge in fourth quarter. Atkins added another touchdown after fumble cover was secured at Maroon's 10-yard line. So next we got Vanderbilt beating Kentucky 12-7 as Big Commodores halfbacks Phil King until he was injured, and Tom Moore, where offensive mainstays defensive king opened, scoring with 54-yard interception, touchdown return in the first quarter. So Kentucky halfback Bobby Cravens keyed a 54-yard drive in the third quarter by flipping 12-yard pass to end Howard Ledger for first down at the Vanderbilt 5-yard line. So Cravens carried tough tackling Vandy nose guard Billy Grover across for 4-yard touchdown 2 plays later. In 60 minutes, tackle kicker Lou Michaels, who had so-so punting day, booted extra point for 7-6 lead midway in third quarter, right after ensuing kickoff. Kicker, quarterback, defensive back Low Hughes made fumble recovery at Commodore's 44-yard line. A motion penalty killed the Kentucky drive inside 20-yard line. That was the ball game, said Kentucky coach Blanton Collier. Still, Wildcats appeared to have sufficient defense to lock up their first SEC win until clever Vandy quarterback Boyce Smith masterminded a late 57-yard land drive that he capped with a 9-yard touchdown pass to end Bob Laws. Tulane beat Alabama 7-0 in Mobile. Green Wave watched over favored Crimson Tide by using tough defense that included 2 essential interceptions. Game's only touchdown came after quarterback defensive back Gene Mouse Newton picked off pass by Alabama quarterback Bobby Smith late in the second quarter, starting from the Tide 33-yard line. Tulane inserted quarterback Richie Pettibone to lead 10-play march that was aided by 2 Bama offside penalties. Pettibone, Richie Pettibone, scored on fourth down rollout from 4-yard line, 105 remaining in the first half. Alabama made it to Greeny's 26-yard line on its next two possessions, first of which ended second quarter. Each time, heads up defensive back Newton put on defensive clamps and knocking down Tide fullback Jim Lofton in the first half, so making another interception of Smith in the third quarter. Now, Tulane defensive tackle Dan Egan uh, recovered fumble at Bama 28-yard line after Smith was snowed under for 24-yard loss trying to pass. Number 14, Mississippi beat Louisiana State 14-12. Spirited Bengals Tigers gained early momentum from two happenstances. Wide open Mississippi and Don Williams dropped first quarter pass thrown by quarterback Ray Brown. Louisiana State center Max Fugler soon blocked punt Brown's punt. Touchdown sprint of 60 yards by fullback Jimmy Taylor. After the fumble recovery by defensive tackle Lynn LeBlanc and 53-yard touchdown by halfback J.W. Broadnax on punt return. Handoff from halfback Billy Cannon gave LSU 12-7 halftime lead. So Ole Miss fullback linebacker Bill Hurst had recovered fumble at LSU 30-yard line in second quarter that allowed Brown to score a touchdown that briefly gave life to Rebels at 7-6. Tigers gained only 62 yards in the second half, while Rebels had their nation's best rushing stats with 365 yards. Browns lost fumble at the linebackers Fugler's tackle at Tigers' 7-yard line and interrupted 92 yards. Ole Miss drive in the fourth quarter, so when punter Cannon could punt out only to Tigers' 33-yard line, Rebels drove to the decisive score. Brown's 9-yard pass to Williams that allowed pass catcher to make up for his early flow. Number 6, Iowa State beat Purdue 20-7. Undefeated in Big Ten, Ohio State was left with Iowa and Michigan between it and Rose Bowl. Buckeyes scored first half as they sent halfback Don Clark before he left with pulled leg muscle, dashing 18 yards for touchdown at end of 71-yard drive. Halfback Dick LeBeau careening 21 yards to close 91-yard march, highlighted by runs of emerging sophomore fullback Bob White. Purdue halfback punter Kenny Mikes drops snap in second quarter to put Ohio at Boilermakers' 36-yard line for touchdowns of runs by quarterback Frank Kremlis, who scored on short keeper. Purdue threatened 6 times inside Buck's 20-yard line, but only in the third quarter did it score on quarterback Ross Frickner's beautiful rollout to right and throw back left to speeding halfback Tom Fletcher. Pass play covered 25 yards. Illinois beat Michigan, number 11 team in the country, 2019. Cold stiff wind blew across Champaign's plains, and it critically affected Michigan. Halfback punter Brad Myers, dreadful 5-yard punt late in the third quarter. Illinois went 56 yards after Myers' short punt to 26 edge on halfback Leo T. Bonner's 5-yard turn of end for the touchdown. Quarterback Jim Van Pelt, injured previous week, came off bench in the fourth quarter to rally Wolverines for 2 scores. Van Pelt completed 6 of 12, 9 yards, including last minute 9-yard touchdown to end Charles Tusher. But Illinois center Gene Cherney had blocked his second of Van Pelt's conversion kicks, so after fullback John Herstein's 1-yard touchdown plunge, which left score at 20-12 earlier in second quarter. Bonner had given Illinois a 13-6 lead when he broke halfback defensive back Bob Patasic tackle in secondary to score on 59-yard run on 3rd and 1. Number 5, Iowa beat Minnesota by a score of 44-20. As many people felt this edition of Iowa Hawkeyes was superior to the 1956 Rose Bowl champions, but Iowa's weakness had been producing big offense until this riotous 563-yard outbreak that built Hawks' highest point total to date versus rival Gophers. Iowa created drives of 59 and 69 yards first 2 times in own possession, while in between, Minnesota briefly was competitive with 7-7 tie first of two touchdown runs by fullback Bob Blakely's 98 yards rushing. Big starts for the Hawkeyes were in Jim Gibbons, who caught a pair of touchdowns and set school mark with 164 yards receiving on 9 catches. Quarterback Randy Duncan, who scored twice on short runs. Halfback Bill Happel, who scored on 48-yard dash among his 88 yards rushing on 3 carries. Most important play was turned in by end kicker Bob Prescott. Minnesota punter Kelvin Kleber bobbled punt snap in his end zone in the second quarter and tried to run. So Prescott took a swipe at the ball in Kleber's hand and fell on it in end zone for a touchdown and a 21-7 lead. Iowa led 37 at halftime in an unusual act of defiant confidence, sent its 15 senior players trotting to great cheers of the 58,103 fans to his locker room in single file with less than 3 minutes to play. Number 4 Michigan State beat number 15 Notre Dame 34-6. A solid defensive Spartans forced flock of Irish blunders and broke open 7-0 game after halftime. Michigan State sub halfback Art Johnson followed his 11-yard second quarter touchdown with 50-yard touchdown sprint to ignite a 20-point third quarter. Fighting Irish dropped second straight after rebuilding year's promising start. The Notre Dame quarterback Bob Williams sparkled a late 81-yard touchdown drive as he hit in Monty Stinkles with a 20-yard pass and ran for an 11-yard gain before sneaking over for touchdown. It was an adequate to hard 6 loss to Michigan State in the last 7 meetings. Number 2, Oklahoma beat number 19 Missouri 39-14. Another Orange Bowl berth was secured as Sooners made Missouri and his 47th straight victim since 1953. Sub halfback Bobby Boyd sparkled, throwing key block on halfback Dick Carpenter's 19 yards first quarter touchdown reverse run, scoring own touchdown on second quarter run, picking up several Oklahoma's 28 first downs and touchdown by quarterback Phil Snowden and fullback Hank Coleman, who first scores by land allowed by Sooners all season. Kansas beat Kansas State 13-7. So with its top 2 quarterbacks knocked out of hard-hitting game, Kansas turned to third-string quarterback Dwayne Morris to fire a game-winning 40-yard touchdown in the last 18 seconds of play. So it was Morris' second touchdown pass of the day, and it went to fullback Homer Floyd, who wriggled away from 2 tacklers en route to score at the catch at K-State's 15-yard line. Kansas State had best of play in first half while taking a 7-0 lead on second quarter touchdown run by fullback Tom Tyrrell, who soon was carried off with leg injuries. Wildcats traveled 91 yards, but halftime clock forwarded their voice to Kansas' 5-yard line. Jayhawks tied it at 7-7 third quarter when Morris used two-handed basketball-like set shot to get rid of the ball to halfback Don Feller, who scooted 74 yards to score. So little Kansas quarterback John Traylor in as a kick holder, bobble snap, but alertly rose up to skirt left end for tying conversion. And finally, number 13 Oregon was lost to Washington by a score of 13-6 in Portland. Oregon outgained Washington by 305 yards to 230 yards, but Oregon halfback Charlie Torville was at center of 3 miscues that helped sink the Ducks. Punter Torville bobbled pop punt snap into misadventure at his 16-yard line, and halfback Torville lost fumble to Washington defensive tackle Dick Day at Huskies' 29-yard line. Oregon held on each of these situations but could not prevent Washington quarterback Bobby Dunn's 3-yard touchdown run in the second quarter. It followed Torville's passing arm being hit by arm-rushing Huskies defensive end Bruce Claridge that produced pop-up interception nabbed by Washington center linebacker Marv Bergman. Quarterback Jack Crabtree was Oregon's throwing star with 10 for 18 for 195 yards, including a masterful 76-yard touchdown bomb to end Pete Welch at outset of third quarter. Washington's ace fullback linebacker Jim Jones stormed through to block extra point kick. Sub-quarterback Al Ferguson sparked clinching drive for Huskies with option runs covering at 67 yards to his touchdown keeper. Now that concludes a look at Week 8, the games that were played on November 8th, well, as a whole, November 9th, 1957. Now let's look at the AP poll, November 11th. Texas A&M was number 1 team in the country, followed by Oklahoma, number 2, number 3 Auburn, number 4 Michigan State, number 5 Iowa, number 6 Ohio State, number 7 Tennessee, number 8 Mississippi, number 9 Navy, number 10 Army, number 11 Duke, number 12 Mississippi State, number 13 Virginia Military, number 14 Clemson, number 15 Illinois, number 16 Oregon, number 17 Texas Christian, number 18 Michigan, number 19 North Carolina State, and Rice, number 20. So once again, the AP poll for November 11, 1957 at the time was number 1 Texas A&M, number 2 Oklahoma, number 3 Auburn, number 4 Michigan State, number 5 Iowa, number 6 Ohio State, number 7 Tennessee, number 8 Mississippi, number 9 Navy, number 10 Army, number 11 Duke, number 12 Mississippi State, number 13 Virginia Military, number 14 Clemson, number 15 Illinois, number 16 Oregon, number 17 Texas Christian, number 18 Michigan, number 19 North Carolina State, and finally number 20 Rice. So it includes the week that was, games that were played on November 8th, 1957, but as a whole, week 8, November 9th, 1957, the week that was for that season, for the season 1957, November 9th, the games that were played during week 8, during that season. So, you can subscribe to the channel, like, comment, do whatever you can to support the channel. This is Rashad Mitchell, coming to you live from my YouTube channel. Until then, talk to you tomorrow.